The woman from New York is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank my colleague for his great work and for yielding to me. Mr. Speaker, today the Wall Street Journal polled the American public and found that these are their top 3 priorities: creating jobs, defeating ISIS, and reducing the federal budget deficit. And I ask unanimous consent to insert that piece from the Wall Street Journal into the record.
Without objection.
And why am I bringing that up? Because the offense to me is that there are so many people in Congress that always want to bring up this issue of eating away at Roe v. Wade. They don't have the nerve, I think, really to try to take that away. Roe v. Wade gave women a choice. And I believe that if you don't want to have that choice yourself, don't use it. But what right do people who do not agree with choice have to make it the law of the land, to require everybody to live under what they believe is true? Now, there is not a scintilla of scientific evidence that at 20 weeks pain is felt. The neural connections are not there to have that happen. And I also want to insert into the record what scientists have said from the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, the executive vice president, and others into the record of what people have said, that this is absolutely not possible. But I have learned as a scientist that this Congress does not take scientific facts as facts, but views them as maybe suggestions. But how awful it is that we are playing with people's lives, the most personal decision that they could ever make, that should be made between a woman, her family, whoever she wants to consult, her doctor, her priest, her pastor, anybody, but not the Congress of the United States. Why do men in blue suits and red ties get to make that decision when it has nothing to do with scientific or medical facts? It is absolutely astonishing to me that this continues over and over again, and for states that have passed a 20-week abortion bill have always been overturned by the constitutional question, and this will be as well. But time and time we're asked about it. The neurobiology specialists, obstetricians, gynecologists over have refuted scientific and factual premises of this bill. But nobody cares about that here. I saw a great button that called the people here who are trying to do this today gyneticians. And a gynetician is described as a politician who knows more about women's health than doctors do. Now, we go on with this, but again, we need to remember that last night, half the president's speech dealt with people who were underpaid, undercared for, who struggled to live in America.
I yield the gentlelady an additional 2 minutes.
All right.
Gentlewoman is recognized for an additional 2 minutes.
Let me get right to the chase here. Barney Frank, our former colleague, said that many people believe that life begins at conception and ends at birth. And I want to know how this Congress is going to comply with what the President asked us last night. Will you give more money for child care, for daycare? Will you give more money for early education? Will you make sure that mothers are paid as much as men that she's working with, that the same job pays the same? Will you do something about paid sick leave? Will you help these children get to college? Absolutely not. The record has been clear on all of these issues. And so there's something really awful that we take up the time to please the base of some sort out there against all scientific belief and everything that we know about medicine. I wish this Congress would stop the folly. We're faced with a lot of serious problems in this country. And again, as my colleague points out, we have no ability to amend it. Nobody else can be heard on anything else. It is simply going to be voted on. The Senate may or may not ever take it up. The President will not sign it. And it's the same thing that we did the last session, over and over. Kill health care. Do everything we can. Nothing is going to be signed. No bills will be made. It is a shame. I labeled it before as legislative malpractice. And that's exactly what's going on with this bill. I yield back.